Hello guys, welcome back. In this tutorial, we will talk about what is class and what is an object. So what is a class? A class is like a blueprint or it's like a template. For example, you want to build a house. So the first thing you are going to do is you are going to make a design. You are going to make a design. You're going to say this is going to be the bedroom. How many bedroom you want? This is the guest room, bathrooms, garage, and etc. Okay, so you will go ahead and specify that in class in the design document. It's like a piece of paper you are going to make the design. The house is not actually ready. House is not being started yet. Now using this design, you are going ahead and construct as many houses. Okay, this is the house. You can go and construct as many houses as you want. This is one house, this is another house. So these are the real thing that we talk about. The actual houses that take space on the land. That's called as the object. And this is called the design document. The design of the house. This is just similar to the class. So a class is just a template which specify how many the things an object is a the real time entity which actually occupies the space in the memory, in the computer memory. So let's do a simple example here. So let's say you have a class called a dog. Okay, you have created a class called dog. And this dog class, we're gonna each of the dog have a name. So we're going to say string of name. String of name. And let's say it is also have age. We can say integer age. So these are the two variables that are created. And let's say I have a method called display. And this is the display method I have. And in the display method, I will go ahead and write something. So here I have created a class called dog. And now I want you to go ahead and create the actual object. So this by writing a class, it's not created any memory. It is not occupied any memory or it has not created any object. Now we are going ahead and say new of dog. New of dog. When we are saying new of dog, new is the operator to create an object. And since you wanted to create an object of the dogs, so use the class name, whatever the class name is, and the parenthesis. This is what you have created. So once you do that, what it has done is in the computer memory, it has created a dog object like this. Okay. So similarly, if you write it one more time, new of dog, new of dog. What it has done now, it has created another dog object in the memory. So now you have two dogs, dog 1 and dog 1 and dog 2. Now we need, since dog is sitting in the memory, I need to control the dog from outside. Okay, so just like you have a TV and you have a remote for the TV. So TV you have placed it far in the room and remote control is always in your hand. And through the remote control, you can change the channels, you can increase the volume, you can turn it off, you can turn it on. So now I want you to create a remote control to control my dog objects. So since if the TV of Samsung type, the remote will be of Samsung. Similarly, I will go ahead and create a D1, dog D1, dog D1, which is the remote control for this D1. So through this D1, I'm going to control this dog object. And let's say I also wanted to go ahead and control this object. And so I'm going ahead and say D2. So this is going to be the remote control for this object. So this is going to be the D2 for this object. So this remote control is also called as reference variable. Okay. So on the right hand side, this is the way of creating an object. You say new of the class name. So you have created an object. And now you have created on the left hand side, this is called as the reference variable. So this is the remote control which controls the object, and D2 is the remote control which controls this object. So this is also called as reference variables. So now what a reference variable has? Reference variable is not similar to any object. Reference variable is a remote control. And object is this dog object which is sitting in the memory. So this D1 has the memory location where this dog is. Let's say this particular dog is at the memory location XX2. And this dog has the memory location XY4. Now this D1 has the memory address where this dog object is. And D2 has the memory address where this dog object is. So D2 will have the memory location of this, and D1 has the memory location of this object. So through D1, you can control what goes into your dog object. So now let's do a simple example to illustrate that. So we're gonna go up here. Okay, let's take the another name dog. Okay. I'm going ahead and say string name and integer age. Since I'm going to go ahead and execute outside, I'm going to make it public. Void and this is the name of my method. Now I am not using a static. Okay, in the next class, we are going to talk about what is the difference between static and non-static. Method, I have not used the static keyword here. So I'm going to say system.debug name of my dog is what the name and system.debug age of my dog is what age. So this is I have created a class. Now this is just a template. It's just a blueprint. Now I'm going to go ahead and execute this. I'm going to create the actual dog object. So way to create is new of dog. So I have created one dog object, then another dog object. So I have created two dogs now. Now none of them has any name or age. Nothing has been specified. I'm going to create a reference variable. So I'm going to say dog d1 is the reference variable for this dog and dog d2 is the reference variable for this dog. Now, what is the name and age of my dog? I can sit through this reference variable. I can say d1 dot of name is Brownie and let's say d1 dot of age. Let's say it's 12. And now I am saying d1 dot of display. It is this method. And similarly, so this is my first dog object and this is the another dog that I have. d2 dot name and name, let's say I have Tiger and d2 dot age is 10 and d2 dot display. So now before going and executing this block of code, let me explain what you have done here. I have created a dog d1 equals to new dog. So on the right hand side, what is happened in the computer memory is it has created a dog object. Okay, this is how the computer memory is. So I have created a dog for the line number 1. I have created a new of dog and I am say d1 is the remote control for this dog and I'm going back here and I am saying that the remote control is d1. So remote control just has the memory address. Now in the next line, I'm saying d1 dot of name and d1 dot of age. So these are name and age. Since object is also called as instances, so these two, name and age, is called as the instance variables. Okay, so I'm saying d1 dot of name is Brownie. So what's going to happen here is the name of this dog is Brownie. 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 And the age of this dog is 12. And the age of the dog is 12. So I'm going up here and the age is 12. So through this remote control, I have set the name and age. Next line says d2 is equals to new dog. So I am creating the another dog here. So I'm going ahead and create another dog and the remote control is d2. Next line says d2 dot of name is Tiger and d2 dot of age is 10. So next line is the name of this variable. I am setting it to Tiger and the age is 10 and I am calling the disp method in both. So what does this method do? So this method is a non-static method. What is a non-static method? It does not have the static keyword in it. So d1 dot of disp. So you are calling the disp method on through this D1. Now what is this D1? D1 is pointing to this object. And you are saying display the name of my dog and age of my dog. So what this name is going to do? Name of this dog is Brownie and the age is equals to 12. So it's going ahead and display these two things. Next, in this portion, you are calling D2 dot of display. D2 dot of display. And what I'm doing here is I'm setting up the name and age this, and I am calling D2 dot of display. And so with this name and with this age. So what is the name? Name is Tiger and the age is 10. So if you go ahead and execute this, let's first save this and execute this. Go to the debug only. Name of the dog is Brownie and the age is 12. Name of my dog is Tiger and the age of my dog is 10. So this is what we have done. So this class is just simple example or template, sorry. And now you are creating the objects. Okay, yeah. So you are in this, you have creating the objects. The object you have create the memory address. Objects are in the memory. So this is the difference between the class and an object. And this is called as the instance variable, these. Because each of the instance variable or because of the instance or object of the class will have their own copy of the instance variable. So this particular dog has their own name and age, and this dog has its own name and age. So these two are also called as instance variable. So I hope you understood this. Please go ahead and execute the same thing and try to get the result. So let's meet in the next tutorial. Till then, have a good day. Bye.